Hey, everybody. Let's go ahead and jump in. Scenes to cover in this one. Scene 3 and 4 are pretty short. Scene 5 is the longer one. So let's go ahead and jump into what we got. So, all right. So when we left the last scene, the nurse or Juliet asked the nurse to come and help her pick out clothes, pick out jewelry, and everything for the marriage because the marriage has now been moved up from Thursday to Wednesday. So we're Wednesday or we're Tuesday night. They're going to get married in the morning. Juliet's really not going to get married to him. She's going to take the poison that or the elixir that Friar Lawrence has made her that's going to make it seem like she's dead for 42 hours. Then she's going to wake up, run off with Romeo. So that's the plan. All right. So Juliet and the nurse enter into Juliet's room. Aye, those attires are best. But gentle nurse, I pray thee, leave me to myself tonight. For I have need of many horizons to move the heavens to smile upon my state, which, well thou knowest, is cross and full of sin. So she's like, those are my best clothes, but honestly, nurse, just leave me alone tonight. I've got to say a lot of prayers tonight so that the heavens bless me because you know how troubled my life is right now. And Lady Capulet comes in. What are you busy, ho? Need you my help? No, madam. We've called such necessaries as are behooval of our state tomorrow. So please you let me be left alone tonight, and let the nurse this night sit up with you, for I'm sure you have your hands full all in this so sudden business. So she's like, no, I've got everything. We figured everything out. And honestly, I'd like to be left alone tonight. Let the nurse hang out with you because I'm certain that y'all have a lot of stuff to take care of. And Lady Capulet says, good night. Get thee to thy bed and rest, for thou hast need. So she's like, go ahead and rest. I'm sure you need it. And Capulet and the nurse leave Juliet alone. Farewell. God only knows when we shall meet again. I have a faint cold fear through my veins that almost freezes up the heat of life. I'll call them back to comfort me. Nurse! What should she do here? So she's like, oh, goodbye. And then she kind of says her final goodbye to him by herself. And she's like, who knows? God knows when I'll see you again. Then she starts to get cold feet. There's a slight cold fear running through my veins. It almost freezes me up. I'll call them back here to get them to help me. And she calls the nurse, and then she's like, what good would she do here? My dismal scene, I needs must act alone. Come, vial. She's like, I have to do this by myself. And she picks up the vial. What if this mixture do not work at all? Shall I be married then tomorrow morning? No, no, this shall forbid it. Lie thou there. And she lays her knife down. So she's like, what if the vial doesn't work? What if the mixture doesn't work? Is she going to have to get married in the morning? And she pulls her knife out and she goes, no, no, no. This is going to make certain that doesn't happen. And she lays it beside her. What if it be a poison, which the friar subtly hath ministered to have me dead? Lest in this morning he shall be dishonored because he married me before to Romeo. I fear it is, and yet methinks I should not, for he hath still been tried a holy man. So what if Friar Lawrence actually is poisoning me? Because if it comes out that I'm already married to Romeo, it's going to dishonor Friar Lawrence. So maybe he's going to kill me to shut me up. And she's like, I'm afraid that is. And then she's like, no, no, no. He's been a holy man so far. How if, when I am laid in the tomb, I wake before the time that Romeo comes to redeem me? There's a fearful point. Shall I not then be stifled in the vault, to whose foul mouth no healthsome air breathes in, and there die strangled ere my Romeo comes? Or, if I live, is it not very likely the horrible conceit of death and night, together with the terror of that place, as in a vault, an ancient receptacle where for these many 100 years the bones of all my buried ancestors are packed, where bloody Tybalt, yet but green in earth, lies festering in his shroud, where, as they say, at some hours of the night spirits resort. Alack, alack, it is not like that I, so early waking, what with loathsome smells and shrieks like mandrakes torn from the earth, that living mortals hearing them run mad? So she's like, well, what happens if I wake up? What happens if I wake up before Romeo's there? Is there going to be air in the tomb? Will I be able to breathe and I'm going to suffocate? Or if I live and I don't suffocate, I'm going to be in there surrounded by dead bodies and darkness. It's going to be terrible. There's been 100 years worth of bones in there. Tybalt's just in there from yesterday, and I'm laying in there rotting. And there's spirits, there's ghosts in tombs. What if I wake up and I smell all these terrible odors? I'm going to hear like screams. I'm going to go insane. Well, if I wake, I shall not be distraught. Environed with all these hideous fears, or shall I not be distraught? Environed with all those hideous fears, and madly play with my forefathers' joints, the plucked and mangled Tybalt from his shroud, and in this rage with some great kinsman's bone, as with a club dash out my desperate brains? Oh, look, methinks I see my cousin's ghost seeking out Romeo, that did spit his body upon the rapier's point. Stay, Tybalt, stay. Romeo, Romeo, Romeo. Here's drink. I drink to thee. So she's like, if I wake up and I deal with all this and I wake up too early, I'm going to go insane. All this stuff's going to start frightening me, and I'm going to grab one of my dead ancestors' bones and bash my brains in because I'm crazy. Look, I can start to see Tybalt now. Tybalt's coming for Romeo. And he's like, hold off, hold off. And then she drinks the poison or the elixir. And she drinks it and falls on her bed, hidden by the bed curtains. So now she's fell asleep. Now we're at the next morning. This is now Wednesday morning. So this play started on Sunday morning. We're now at Wednesday morning. Lady Capulet in the nurse center. Hold, take these keys and fetch some spices, nurse. Nurse says, they call for dates and quinces at the pastry. In the pastry. So it's like, they're calling for spices and dates and stuff like that. So in comes Capulet. Come, stir, 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 the second cock hath crowed. The curfew bell hath rung, 'tis 3 o'clock. Look to the baked meats, good Angelica, spare not the cost. So it's like, look, everybody wake up, it's early in the morning, let's get up. The nurse says, go, you cock queen, go. Go you to bed, Faith, you'll be sick tomorrow for this night's watching. So it's like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, go to bed. And Capulet says, no, not a whit what. I have watched ere now all night for lesser cause and never been sick. He's like, I've stayed up many nights for less than this and I've never gotten sick. Capulet says, or Lady Capulet says, you have been a mouse hunt in your time, but I will watch you from such watching now. So I'll make certain you don't stay up any later. Lady Capulet and the nurse leaves. A jealous hood, Capulet says. Basically, like, jealous woman. I'm taking over her role, so she's jealous. So enter in 3 or 4 serving men with like logs and baskets and all this stuff. Now, fellow, what is there? What have you got there? The first service man says, thanks for the cook, sir, but I know not what. He's like, I've got the cook's materials, but I don't know what it is. Capulet says, make haste, sirrah, hurry up, hurry up. The first serviceman leaves, and he says to the second serviceman, fetch drier logs, call Peter, he will show thee where they are. It's like, you go get firewood that's drier than this. Like, go, Peter will tell you where they were. And the second serviceman says, I have a head, sir, that will find out logs and never trouble Peter for the matter. He's like, I'm smart enough to figure out where they are without getting Peter. So he leaves. Capulet says, Mass, and well said. A merry horse son, ha ha ha. Thou shalt be loggerhead. Good faith, 'tis day. The county will be here with music straight, for so he said he would. I hear him near. Music's playing off, so he's like, ha ha. And the funny thing is, like, the way he calls him, he's like talking about the serviceman. He says, a merry horse. He's like, ah, ha, ha, that funny son of a whore. Like, he, terrible way of thinking about it, but he's like, oh, absolutely. And he's like, we've got to get going. The county, Paris is going to be here. I can hear his music playing. Nurse, wife, what ho, what nurse, I say. And the nurse room is like, they can hear all that in. So the nurse comes in and Capulet tells her, go waken Juliet. Go and trim her up. I'll go and chat with Paris. Hi, make haste, make haste. The bridegroom, he has already come. Make haste, I say. So it's like, go, hurry up, get Juliet up. Paris is here. Hurry up, hurry up. I'll go talk to him, but he's here. Go get her up. She exits out, or everybody exits. So, of course, now we're going to find out what's really going on with Juliet. All right, so the nurse comes into Juliet's room. Mistress, what mistress? Juliet, fast I warrant her. She, why lamb, why lady, fie you slug a bed? Why love, I say, madam, sweetheart, why bride? What, not a word? You take your pennyworths now, sleep for a week, for the next night, I warrant. The county Paris hath set up his rest, that ye shall rest but little. God forgive me, Mary and amen. How sound is she asleep? I must needs wake her. Madam, madam, madam. Aye, let the county take you in your bed. He'll fright you up, I faith. Will it not be? Opens up the bed curtains. So she's basically just trying to wake her. I was like, you lazy bones, wake up, wake up, wake up. Like, take your beauty sleep, get your blah, 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 blah. It's like, get yourself where it says here, sleep for a week for the next night I want. So it's like, oh, you, after tonight, your wedding night, you're going to need to sleep for the next week. And, let's see, let the county take you in your bed. It's like, oh, let Paris show up and see you in bed. He'll take care of everything right now. That'll wake you up. So she opens up the curtains of the bed. What, dressed and in your clothes and down again? I must needs wake you, lady, lady, lady. Alas, alas, help, help, my lady's dead. Oh, well a day that I was born. Some aqua vita ho, my lady, my lady. So she sees her there laying in her clothes. She's already dressed up. And she realizes she's not waking up. She's dead. And in comes Lady Capulet. What noise is here? And the nurse is like, oh, lamentable day. What's the matter? Look, look, oh, heavy day. It's like, sad day. What a terrible day. And Lady Capulet sees, oh, me, my child, my only life, revive. Look up her. I will die with thee. Help, help, call help. So she's like, sees her, and she's like, my only life, my reason for living. Please wake up, or I'll die here with you. Calls for help, and in comes Capulet. For shame, bring Juliet forth. Her lord is come. And the nurse says, she's dead. Deceased. She's dead. Alack the day. Alack means curse, a curse the day. And Lady Capulet also says that alack the day. She's dead. She's dead. She's dead. Juliet Capulet says, huh? Let me see her. Out. Alas, she's cold. Her blood is settled and her joints are stiff. Life and these lips have long been separated. Death lies on her like an untimely frost upon the sweetest flower of all the field. She's like, she's dead, she's stiff, her joints are stiff. The color's gone out of her face, so she's been dead for a while. Life and these lips have long been separated. And she's been killed like a beautiful flower, killed by a frost out of season. Oh, lamentable day, oh, woeful time. Death that hath ta'en her hints to make me wail, ties up my tongue and won't let me speak. So Capulet's like, death has taken her and it wants to make me cry, but I'm speechless. I can't hardly even speak. And in comes Friar Lawrence, and in comes Paris, and in comes the musicians. And Friar Lawrence says, "Come, is the bride ready to go to church?" And Capulet says, "Ready to go, but never return." So it's like, oh, she's ready to go to church, but not to ever come back from it, meaning she's ready to go for her funeral. "O son, the night before thy wedding day hath death lain with thy wife. There she lays, flower as she was, deflowered by him." So he tells Paris, he's like, "Oh, son, on the night before your wedding day, death laid with your wife, not you. And the flower that she is, death has taken her virginity. Death is now my son-in-law. Death is my heir. My daughter he hath wedded. I will die and leave him all. Life, living, all is death's." So it's like, death beat you to it. Death is now my son-in-law. When I die, death gets everything. And Paris says, "Have I thought long to see this morning's face? And doth it give me such a sight as this?" He's like, "I've been waiting on this day for so long. And this is what I get?" Lady Capulet says, "Accursed, unhappy, wretched, hateful day, most miserable hour that e'er time saw in lasting labor of his pilgrimage. But one poor and loving child, but one thing to rejoice and solace in, and cruel death has catched it from my sight." So she's like, "Oh, this terrible day, it's the worst hour that time has ever seen since time started. I have one child, one child to be happy and to rejoice in, and death has taken her from me." And the nurse is, oh, woeful day, most lamentable day, most woeful day that ever I did yet behold. Oh day, oh day, oh day, oh hateful day, never was seen so black a day as this. Oh woeful day, woeful day. So, just crying about the day. Paris, "Beguiled, divorced, wronged, spited, slain, most detestable death by thee beguiled. By cruel thee quite overthrown. Oh love, oh life, not life, but love in death. Despised, distressed, hated, martyred, killed. Uncomfortable time, why camest thou now to murder our solemnity? O child, my soul and not my child, dead art thou. Alack, my child is dead, and with my child my joys are buried." So everybody's just talking, just up in arms and upset because she's dead, and it's the worst thing that's ever happened. And I'm not dead. Like, not only is she dead, but we're dead, and all our hopes are dead, and everything is terrible. And Friar Lawrence says, "Peace, ho, for shame. Confusion's cure lives not in these confessions, or confusion's cure lies not in these confusions. Heaven in yourself had part in this fair maid. Now heaven hath all." So he's like, calm down. Like, the cure for all of this confusion and your sorrow isn't yelling and screaming. You had the child with the help of heaven, but now heaven has her. And all the better is it for the maid. Your part in her you could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. The most you sought was her promotion, for 'twas your heaven she should be advanced. You and weep ye now, seeing she is advanced above the clouds as high as heaven itself? Oh, in this love, your child so ill that you run mad, seeing that she is well. She's not well married that lives married long, but she's best married that dies married young. Dry up your tears and stick your rosemary on this fair corse, and as the custom is, and in her best array, bear her to church. For though some nature bids us all lament, yet nature's tears are reason's merriment. So he's kind of saying, like, she's in a better place. You couldn't deny her. Your part in her could not keep from death, but heaven keeps his part in eternal life. It's like, You tried to better her. You couldn't prevent her from dying. In heaven, she has eternal life. The most you sought was her promotion, was for 'twas your heaven she should be advanced. Like, you wanted her to be wealthy and marry and rise up the social ladder. That was your idea of heaven. But now, even as you're crying for her, she's been taken to heaven, up above the clouds. Now she's better off. So what we need to do now, put her in her best clothes and take her to church. We should be happy for her. And Capulet says, all things that we ordained festival turn from their office to black funeral. Our instruments to melancholy bells, our wedding cheer to a sad burial feast, our solemn hymns to sullen dirges change, our bridal flowers serve for a buried corse, and all things change them to the contrary. He's like, all the things we prepared for the wedding party, we're going to make for the funeral. Our happy instruments and music is now going to be sad bells and funeral dirges. Our wedding cheer is going to be a burial feast. The flowers she was going to carry as a bride are now for her grave. Everything we wanted and prepared for, we're going to be using for something else. Friar Lawrence says, Sir, go you in, and Madam go with him. And go, Sir Paris, everyone prepare to follow this fair course unto her grave. The heavens do lour upon you for some ill. Move them no more by crossing their highway. So everybody go. Everybody prepare to take this beautiful corpse to her grave. The heavens are hanging over us, so don't disturb them by trying to go against heaven's will. He's trying to move his plan on. He hates it. He's trying to comfort them because to them, she's dead. But he's also trying to move his plan. All right. So I'm going to stop us there because honestly, the rest of scene 5 is just Peter talking to the musicians about how sad everything is. Nothing really gets kind of moved any further forward there. So I'm going to go ahead and move us just to the end of this scene. So Friar Lawrence's plan has started to be enacted. Juliet's taken the elixir. It seems like she's dead. Friar Lawrence is moving them to take her to the tomb so that she can lay there for the rest of the time. So that's where we're going to move from there. All right, so for your assignment, since we're at the end of the scene, I've got 2 pages for you. The first one, scene 3. So let's see, describe the scene in 7 words. Describe the mood of the scene, 1 word. Things you would do if you were making the play. How would you put some things there that you would do to help show the mood of this scene? Describe Juliet's 3 fears. Draw something or put a picture there to represent what's going on in Juliet's head. Let's see, if you could meet her, what's 1 question you would ask her? And give me a newspaper headline from the next day's paper. Then after that, Act 4, some questions about Act 4. So there you go with that. So we have 1 act left in the play. There will be 2 more videos. It'll be a total of 20 videos for a total of 15 assignments. So at that point, we're done the play. So you're going to see me 2 more times, possibly 3 for me to kind of just go over and explain everything, kind of wrap everything together. And that'll be it. So hopefully everybody out there stays safe. Have a great day, and I will see you back for Act 5, Scenes 1 and 2.